What's up, y'all? It's CRYSTAL RENEE HAYSLETT, and you are watching Immediately Kinfolk Podcast. Immediately, yes.
Yo, what up? It's the one and only Murphy Lee, man. St. Louis is on. St. Lunatic in the building, man. St. Louis is always representing, you know what I'm talking about? And you watching the Immediately Kinfolk Podcast. Mother sucker.
This is not your regular station. This is a whole new thing. Wild up, pal up, goddammit, because we're about to rile you up. Stay tuned immediately.
Hey, immediately, yeah.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy T Magic. You are now watching the Immediately Kinfolk Podcast. What you thought you saw, you really didn't see it.
Yo, what's up? It's Nelly Chopper. You're now watching the Immediately Kinfolk Podcast. You know what it is, baby. Tap in. Nelly Chopper.
You're watching Immediately Kinfolk Podcast. Big dude.
Yeah. This your boy Drummer Boy, a.k.a. D-Boy Fresh, and you watching me right here on Immediately Kinfolk Podcast. You beneficial. And yeah.
What's up, man? It's Hit Kid. You watching Immediately Kinfolk.
Yo, what up? This is Penny Hardaway, and you're watching the Immediately Kinfolk Podcast. Stay tuned.
Immediately, I walk up in the room, these hoes choose on me repeatedly.
Immediately Kinfolk Podcast. Action.
Immediately Kinfolk.
It's Kinfolk. Uncle Kinfolk, Kia John. My Kinfolk, DeRone, Payne.
Yes, sir.
Immediately Kinfolk Podcast, one hard-ass podcast, and we are celebrating episode 10.
A 10-piece
Episode 10 for the win.
lemon pepper.
10 episodes, which will round out our first season. Shout out to Worldstar. You dig what I'm saying? Shout out to Danny. Flipmillionz, Queen Folk, Dirty Fresh. We've had a great time this season, and we're going to finish out strong.
Oh, man.
Because
we got a hell of a guest today.
We got something for my Queen Folk, my ladies out there. We're going to hit y'all with CRYSTAL RENEE HAYSLETT.
Don't play with her.
Actress, star of Tyler Perry's Sisters, as well as Zatima.
Yeah, man.
That is getting ready. It's running right now, as a matter of fact. So I'm excited to talk to her, man, and have some legendary commentary that I feel like you ladies will feel like is very necessary. Very. So go ahead and get your Prosecco together, get a little wine, you know what I mean, and lay back and have a real good time because we're going to give you a great show, all right? It's Immediately Kinfolk Podcast, one hard-ass podcast. CRYSTAL RENEE, legendary commentary coming up next. Immediately Kinfolk. Immediately Kinfolk. Immediately Kinfolk Podcast, one hard-ass podcast, and today I have my Queen Folk with me today. I got CRYSTAL RENEE in the building. Immediately, yes. And she's immediately fresh. Man, how are you feeling?
Kinfolk, I feel good.
You look good.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Gosh.
Man, listen.
Pleasure.
It's a blessing, man. Mm-hmm. I brag on you all the time. Aww. I want to start off by giving respect and roses. Respect and roses, R&R is what I call it because of your journey. And your journey has been one that inspires me. Mm-hmm. And everything I see you do, I'm like, hey, man, listen. This is, I know her from here. This is where she came from. This is, you know what I mean? And I love to see, like, people always talk about living up to their fullest potential. And potential is potential until you make it out to what it needs, till it becomes what it needs to be. Mm-hmm. So it's like, you can see potential in a person, but then, like, to be able to see that person is like, okay, turn that clay into the thing that is made. Oh, my God. It is happening. Yeah. So let me just start off by saying, like, how does it feel to be you?
Man, I wake up every morning just with immense gratitude, for real, to know where I come from. We met in my hometown, UT Martin Homecoming.
Yes, indeed.
Come on, UT.
Many moons ago.
Yes.
But I'm from Martin, Tennessee, and to see where I come from, a town that doesn't offer a lot.
Yeah.
Because it's a very rural town. It's not even a city, it's a town. Mm-hmm. And to see where I come from and to see how far God has brought me, it's amazing.
It truly
I'm still getting adjusted to it.
Yeah, it takes some adjusting. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I believe in the attitude of gratitude.
Yes.
Attitude of gratitude is always something to be thankful for. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, people see the end result. You know what I mean? But they don't see the journey. Mm-hmm. So take us behind the grind.
Yeah.
Like with you. You know what I mean? How did because when I met you, I don't think this was an aspiration or
It always was.
Yeah.
It was something I always wanted to do, but when I met you, I was interning on Capitol Hill while I was in school.
Yeah.
And then ended up going to work in D.C. And just trying to do what my parents said, find a good job, something that's stable. We know the government is the last thing that's going to shut down.
Indeed.
You know what I'm saying? So like, if they're offering you a job, you need to take it.
Yeah, indeed. No, indeed, definitely. Hopefully it'll shut down.
Yeah, I know.
Today is like, man, the government, man, listen, I don't know. It's weird. Immediately, no.
Immediately.
No, but it's like, so it's like, I get that. You start off and you're like, okay, I'm gonna like, get a good job, go to college, get a good job. And I was just speaking about this the other day about like, when you take the road less traveled or the untraditional route, it's a faith walk.
It is.
You continue to walk on faith. There are these times where, you don't know that God is all you need to God is all you got.
Hello. Say that again. That's what we get.
Yes.
That's an immediately yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So talk to me about some times where like God has showed you that he real in his life, in your life.
You know what? It was the end of 2008, top of 2009, when I really decided that I wanted to go for this dream. As a child, I always wanted to be an actor. I wanted to be a singer. I would literally record Janet Jackson's routines, learn like Rhythm Nation, everything. I knew all the routines. I would watch her award show performances. I record those. Mary J, Aaliyah, and I was like, I want to do that. And at the time, Aaliyah was acting and singing, and I was like, oh, she can do both. I can do both, And when I moved to Atlanta, it was the biggest leap of faith I'd ever taken because I had no job. I literally was just coming down here on a wing and a prayer. And I was like, all right, Lord, this is what I want to do. I know I had so many people down here that were doing amazing things. And I was like, they can go in Atlanta and do it. I can do it.
Yes.
So I moved down here. My uncle, he lives out in Douglasville. He lives in Douglasville. And I said, hey, Unc, I was like, I want to move to Atlanta. Do you mind if I stay with you until I get my feet on the ground? And he was like, absolutely. So I moved in with him, and it was the hardest year of my life. But everything I went through in that year prepared me for what was to come. Because I feel like unless you struggle and go through some hardships, you're not going to appreciate the shine on the other side.
Indeed. I always be like, God is in the unknown.
He is.
He's in those places where you get to your wit's end or to the end of your proverbial rope, and then it's like he shows up.
Yes.
Like, you know what I mean? But you got to go to those places where it's like, man, I've done everything. I say this to a lot. You do all you can, and then he gonna do all you can.
Yep. Ooh.
And you be immediately, you know what I'm saying? You sit right there and you be like, man, I'm doing it. But I mean, you got to do all you can.
Yes.
Yeah. And that faith. And he's in the unknown spot. Like I say this, it don't take faith for me to look and see Crystal Renee sitting right next to me. I can see it out my eyes already.
Yeah.
The faith is if I couldn't see you and we just say, you know what, hey man, Crystal, I want to get on this show, man. I believe we can make that happen or whatever. And then applying that faith with works. What you did by moving to Atlanta was the faith and the works. Everybody talk about the faith part, but the work part.
Yeah. And it's not always cute.
Yeah.
The work is not cute. It's ugly. It's hard. And I took a big decline, like from working on Capitol Hill. Yeah. The status I had there to coming here, it was a big drop.
Yeah,
and
financially, I'm sure.
Financially.
Yes.
Even like status-wise, like I was going right back to the bottom. And sometimes you have to go to the bottom to climb back up. Immediately, yes, hit that for me.
Hit that immediately. Yes. Joe, listen. So when you mentioned about going back to the bottom, that just kind of puts me. I remember as a before I was like doing the rap thing super heavy. Like I had the job, and I was like, okay, I turned down a job in Vegas that was like could have paid me like it was like $100,000 a year at a young age, and I was like, man, but I already saw where that was gonna go. Yep. It's like God showed me like a fast forward, like, all right, this is how it's gonna go, and if this is the way life you want to live, and I just like I couldn't see myself doing it, and I didn't have a problem with taking that dip, and I remember at the time I had a black 300 ZX. And I had to go ahead and let that thing go and drop on down to the Bonneville. Bonneville. I ride that Payne out Bonneville. Yeah, I had that Bonneville. You know what I'm saying? I had to go take that. Humility. Sometimes you got to swallow to eat some of that humble pie.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And they don't taste good all the time.
Listen, it's not a raspberry pie.
But if you're home,
Nah, for sure.
That's real.
So you moved down here, you're in Atlanta, Uncle let you stay with him, and you're going after it.
Yeah.
I know that you were doing fashion and doing the wardrobe thing.
Yes.
So is that how it kind of parlayed into the pivot?
Yes. So I'm really big on working around what you're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Like and some people don't always have that luxury. Sometimes you still got to work doing something you don't want to do, but still on the side work towards your passion. But if you can, try to get in the arena of what you're trying to do so you can be a student while you're working. So a friend of mine, she was costume designer at the studio at the time. And she was like, hey, she was like, you have a knack for fashion. And she would style me for my music because at that point I was doing different shows. And she would style me. She's like, well, you tell me what you want. I'm basically just kind of shopping, finding the clothes for you. And she's like, have you ever thought about working on set? And I was like, no. So I ended up working on set, but I started off as a PA. And a PA is a production assistant.
That's a tough
Ain't got nothing to do with fashion.
No, it don't. No.
Oh, man, I was going to get coffee, making people's breakfast. Like, call time maybe 7 a.m. I was at the studio at 5:30 getting the costume designers breakfast orders, their coffee, whatever they needed. I'm like freezing cold, carrying a big box of food, setting it out, making sure everything was set when they walked in the room. Go to their cars, help them get their bags, help them unload shopping. Whatever anybody at the office needed, I was the person that had to do that. And that's a part of the humility and being humble where God's like, okay, I know where you want to go, but are you willing to do this to get there? And a lot of people feel like certain things are beneath them. And I've never been like that. So worked my way up. Within 3 months, I got moved to being a background costumer. So I was dressing all the background in the movies and shows. And then I got bumped up to costumer, and that's when Tyler took a liking to me. And he was like, who is this girl? Because I was always dancing around, like he play music in between takes, and I'd be in the corner dancing, getting people ready. And he was like, who is this girl? And one day we were doing Soul Cycle. He's always big on implementing health and working out with the crew. Because we work long hours and a lot of people don't take time to take care of themselves. So he would have classes before work that we can come in and do a cycling class. And we weren't getting enough money to get the right people to move at the pace that we move. I just talked about this on my podcast with Tyler. He was like, that was the first time. He said, you had the balls to tell me, hey, this is what we need. He was like, you spoke up for your crew. And you let me know. And I was like, within hours, accounting was upstairs getting us money, which I need. And we were able to get the people we needed. And from there, that's when he was like, I want you to style me.
Wow. Okay, man. Let me just break this one down real quick. There's a whole lot in this. Okay.
Gotta unpack.
Okay. Let me unpack this. Okay. So first of all, to get what you never had, you gotta do what you never done.
Hey.
Okay.
That's it.
Immediately, yes.
And then, okay. God's favor. God gave you major favor with one individual that saw you.
Yes.
See, that's the amazing thing to me about God, right? It's like, wham, it don't take but one person to have favor with you. It could be anybody. Everybody else could not like you, could not dig, could not subscribe to your vibe at all. It just take one individual that see it, and your life will change. So Tyler sees you. He sees that your energy. He's seeing the light in you. Okay, bam. Now, but you still doing costuming.
Still doing costumes.
Not acting.
No. Well, what happened was at the time I got an agent. And while I'm getting other actors dressed, sitting on set, my agent would send me sides. Like, hey, we got this audition for you. When can you get on tape? And I'm like, well, we about to break for lunch. I would read over while I was sitting behind, while they filming. I'm reading, learning the lines real quick. I would run upstairs, pull an outfit that fit the character, run downstairs, tape it, go grab lunch, come back, change, eat real quick, and then run back to work.
Man, that hustle.
The hustle.
That is the grind.
Yes.
That's the grind. Are you willing to do what the next person to do to be able to get what the next person got? You know what I'm saying? I love that. I love that. So you doing these auditions now. I talked about this a lot. You go through 100 no's to get to one yes. Okay. But I believe immediately no is the immediately next opportunity or immediately next one. You know what I'm saying? Indeed. So I Lord knows I done went through hella no's. Me too. Just no. I feel like I got no. So finally my brother passes away in Denver in a car accident with his friend at the wheel. He's driving and my brother's on the passenger side. Friend falls asleep at the wheel. My brother dies on impact. Bam. Mother of the son that was driving the car called me, and I'm like, you know, this is my baby bro. First one to graduate college, all that. And it's like, I tell the lady, look, we forgive you. That was my brother's friend. It's, you know, and then I'm thinking about as a parent, like, what if my son did something like that and now he's in jail, you know what I mean? So I like, man, I forgive you. So I hang the phone with him. I said to my wife, I said, man, I just had one of the hardest calls that I ever had. You know what I mean? While I'm talking to her, my agent called me and said, she said, what's wrong? I said, I don't even want to go into it. She said, whatever's wrong, let me let you know you got a yes. Your first yes is with Donald Glover. You're gonna play in Atlanta and with a scene with him.
Immediately, yes.
I mean, it talking about my emotions from that call to that other call, and my brother would tell me, I'm big bro. Yeah. We had a conversation before he passed. Was like, hey man, let me tell you something. You need to keep doing Coffee with Kinfolk, and you need to keep going with the acting.
I love Coffee with Kinfolk.
He would tell me, keep doing that, keep doing that. Soon as the man passed, I go through 100 no's and finally get one yes. After he passed. I believe when people pass on, you get help in heaven. You know what I'm saying? I do believe that, but it's like having them 100, no, you going, he lunch, working it, doing it. Doing that hustle, really not even, it's really just rolling the dice.
Literally.
People don't understand, getting a yes is like hitting the lottery. You know what I mean? Yeah. It really is.
It is.
So you doing all you can and wait for God to do something you can't. Yeah. And try not to faint in the midst of it.
Literally.
For real. And then you get the yes.
Yeah.
And the yes is with Tyler?
Yeah, the yes was with Tyler, but it took a minute to get there. Here's the funny thing and the testimony. Woo.
Come on, testimony.
Come on, man. Come on.
This is how God works. So in that time of me working behind the scenes and auditioning at the same time, I also auditioned for 3 roles from Tyler's shows. Tyler never saw it, never knew. So then I get the call to be the costume designer and be his stylist. I was like, oh, he doesn't think I can act. Because I'm thinking in my mind, he's seen my auditions. Yeah. I got something else for you. Yeah, acting ain't it. Yeah. But I got something else for you.
Which being humble enough, you like, okay, I don't know, I'm going to take that. Because,
And it wasn't a bad trade-off. I was like, okay. You know, so I've gotten to travel the world, and Tyler takes good care of his people. But when Sisters came about, Tyler and I had gotten really close because I was his stylist. So traveling the world with him, doing all the press runs and everything, we got really cool. And we were talking, and Sisters came up. The topic, he's like, I got to beat this BET deal. We got to get some new shows. We got to pump about a lot of content. And I was like, okay. And we were talking about Sisters, and I was like, okay. I was like, yeah. I said, me and my girls can give like our dating advice and what we've been going through for 30-year-olds. And he's like, okay. I said, I don't know what it would be. He said, you be a producer. And I was like, bet. Still not even, because after I started styling Tyler, I left acting alone. I was like, I'm focused solely on him because it's a 24/7 job.
Immediately.
Yeah, because he's busy. Billionaire busy.
Billionaire with a B.
With a B.
Whole lot of.
Literally. And so I was reading the scripts, and I'm like, oh my goodness, these are my stories, my friends' stories, literally jumping off the pages at me. And I called Tyler. He was on the Medea farewell tour. Backstage, full Medea. I'm thinking he's off work because there was so many dates on the schedule. I looked at the wrong day. And I called him. He's like, hey, what's up? And I was like, nothing. I just wanted to talk to him, reading these scripts. And he was like, I'm backstage. And I was like, oh, I'm going to call you back. I thought you was off. He's like, no, what's up? And I was like, I want to give this a shot. I said, you don't know this, but I've been pursuing acting. And I said, now I'm reading these scripts. This is it. So he's like, I'm going to give you a small role. He said, I love this idea. Gave me a small role. And that small role, I came in on as like nobody even knew my name. To 2 years later having my own show. Like that's how God works.
Immediately.
The end, what they say, the tail. The way God pushed me to the front, everything I went through, all the no's, God was like, I'm about to turn this whole thing around.
The head and not the tail.
And that's,
above and not beneath.
Yes. Man. I'm a living testimony of that, living proof of that.
Man.
That's a blessing.
Immediately, yes. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay,
you going crazy, right?
Okay, so okay.
You everywhere.
All right, so let me
all over.
Let me unpack this right here, though. Okay, so you said that these stories jumped out at you. I want to segue that into: is there a special someone in your life right now?
I am.
Got a little option or two, maybe.
Well, yeah, I'm dating.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm dating.
My question then is this: Is it intimidating to date in today's, I guess I don't know.
Or are the men intimidated?
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
That's what I run into, Kia. I run into men just loving the idea of me. They love my energy.
Yeah.
They're like, oh my gosh, she's everything. And then they get in and they're like, oh,
this is real.
This is real. And this is above my pay grade. Like
immediately.
Y'all heard it.
And I always I'm the type of one, I do want someone that's going to make it I've had to carry this load for so long.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I want a man that's going to come in. I don't need you coming in paying the mortgage, but if you want to do that, you can.
Don't pay it.
Immediately.
Immediately, yes.
Immediately, yes.
Pay the bills, man.
But that's not my initial I need somebody to come in here and do everything,
Yeah, but at the same time, you do want to be able to bring something to the table.
Yes, bring something to the table.
Because 1 + 1 is really 3. You know what I mean? When you look at it, you create something else. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You and that person come together and make something else. So that's a third thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I believe that. I want to ask you another question because, Tyler saw you for the role and you worked from the bottom up.
Yeah.
Okay. I see a lot of women and I see today, and a lot of actresses, in the sets I've been blessed to be on, I see a lot of work being done. And I see you being a natural, real queen. Do you feel like, at times, do you ever feel any pressure to change you to be able to appeal, or you think that'll take you further, or any of that? Do you feel any of that?
Yes, we work in such a vain industry, and I struggle with body dysmorphia, where I would look at girls on Instagram, perfect bodies, the bodies that men are praising, and that they're like, this is what they want, And I went through a phase where I was looking in the mirror, just poking at my family, okay, if I can just get this out, or if I can just remove this and put this here. I've had a breast reduction, because my boobs are so big, and it made me look heavier, and then the camera adds 10 pounds, so they're like on you about, you got to lose weight, you need to be 20 pounds less so you can look like you look in real life on TV. So it's all these pressures that you have, and then people meet you like, oh, you're a lot smaller than you are than you look on TV. And then sometimes you look at yourself on TV and you're like, oh my God, I look so fat. We become our own worst critics,
Yes, indeed.
But that's when just changing your mindset, learning to love yourself the way you are, and then having, sometimes it does take a good man to be like, babe, I love you the way you are. Don't worry about that, because you have so many voices in your head, so many people. You got your agents, you got your friends, you got the fans that are talking about you. All these voices, turn all that shit off.
Cut it off.
Cut it off,
Yes.
So yeah, I have definitely thought about that, contemplated, and even went through bouts of downing myself because I didn't look a certain way.
I think that social media age we grown to live in has added so much pressure on people.
It has, yeah,
just to try to fit certain molds and stuff. So I think it takes a lot of strength to get through and get through something like that. So
especially when your whole image is in front of the world.
Yeah.
If I was just sitting back, I wouldn't be worried about none of that.
Super confident. You know what I'm saying? Being on that camera like that. So I feel that. I feel that.
That's it takes a lot to even say that though. I respect you even more to be able to even talk about that.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Because I think the women and especially young women need to hear that.
For real.
People like the beautiful lie and they don't want to listen to the ugly truth a lot. They tap into that beautiful lie. And it is so, like you were just saying, DeRone, over perpetuated with social media.
Yes.
It's just over perpetuated and the pressures are up to be able to be. And I just think keeping it all natural real is just the way to go.
That's the way to go, man.
Being natural real, man. Immediately. That's the move. You know what I mean? Because God, he made you a certain way.
Yes.
Now, reducing your breasts and that's one thing, but it's like when you start to it's just
altering.
I just be like, man,
God made you.
Yeah, he made you beautiful. I tell my daughter every day, hey, man, you beautiful, man.
Yeah. I be wanting to get a nose job. Tyler was like, if you touch your face.
I'm glad, man. Shout out.
Come on, Tyler.
Come on, Tyler.
Preach to him,
tell
man.
Tyler,
if you touch your face. He said, you better keep doing that little contouring you doing. Don't touch your face.
Contouring, cool, for sure. I want to ask you this because, a lot of people may not know right now we are on strike.
Yeah,
SAG actors are on strike, and it's crazy to me because I just got me a LA agent. You know what I'm saying? After the They Clone Tyrone movie came out, I finally got me a
shout out.
Thank you,
yes,
man.
I was
I finally got me a LA Asian, and I got me an Asian here, and I'm like, I'm starting to get some really bigger opportunities.
Absolutely.
And then as soon as I get that, and then get my SAG insurance, where I can be able to pay my insurance with my SAG card and all that or whatever, and it's like, bam, now we on strike.
Yeah.
What do you think about the strike? What's your feelings about it?
First of all, my heart goes out to all the families because it's more than just actors.
Yeah.
It's more than actors. It's our makeup artists and their families. It's our hairstylists and their families. It's our electricians, our grips, our gaffers, our set deck people. To make this whole thing run, it takes so many people, but behind those people are families that are suffering right now.
Yes.
So
over 160,000 people are out of work right now.
Yeah.
And I mean, like even your posts and the people that do the digital, and all that stuff. Whatever, man. All of that. Whole companies are like shutting down.
Yeah.
And it's really tough. And then it's like I stand in solidarity with them. When I went to LA. And I was just like when I went out there, I didn't even know. It's like I knew the strike was kind of happening. I was hearing about it, but then
when you're out there, it's like
it hadn't it didn't hit me until I got out there, and I'm like, man, what are everybody outside Netflix with these signs up for?
Oh yeah,
it was really it was before. And I was like, it was before the strike. Just when it was right before that, and I'm out there for the premiere, and I'm like, okay, so I just got out the car, I went over there and started talking to people like, man, what y'all? And he started explaining to me like it was like they trying to get AI to replace the writers. They doing
and us
too, like just your likeness. You know what I mean? And being able just sign here for the likeness and that whole thing. And I was like, man, immediately no. I got out there with him and started striking and all that or whatever too. I kind of felt bad that I had to go to the premiere though. I had to go up there and do that, but I had, what I'm saying? But it was like I was like, man, it was. I felt like I really felt that, and it was like when I got back home, it was like on, like it was like, all right. This is it, like what I mean. You can't promote nothing or whatever. I was like, well, what can I do? Well, you can do a podcast. I was like, well, I'm already locked in.
Me too. I was already locked in. I was like,
so tell me about your podcast.
Yes. Well, actually, I want to say one more thing about
the strike.
The strike is that another thing when the original agreement was made that we've been working under, streaming wasn't around. So everything I have a show on streaming.
It's like music.
Yeah. So like if say Zatima like. Years down the line, it comes back up like Martin. Yeah. And they're still getting checks for what's playing right now because of the agreement that's on cable.
Yes.
But there's nothing in place for streaming. So they can play our show over and over again and we won't get anything.
Just immediately no.
Yeah, so that's another thing we're fighting for. On top of AI.
And the video games too. I was blessed to be able to be a voiceover character actor for Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah.
And it was fun doing the whole thing, but it was like, man, that back end, I was like,
different.
I said, man, damn, what the video game costing $60.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To come out of the store and this the back end? You know what I mean? I just didn't understand it. But we're also striking about that as well, which as we should. You know what I mean? Which I feel like like I said, we stand in solidarity with everyone that is striking. And it's just like with music. Music is making the change though. That's why there's a lot of people selling their catalogs.
Yeah.
Because the rate is getting ready to go up for those who own their catalog, what have you. So because that is necessary, because even like I was fighting the same situation when I dropped like songs like So Crispy and Respect My Fresh, it wasn't streaming going on then.
Yep.
So it's like the contractual obligations that are like, wait a minute, guys, where's the money y'all for this?
Yes.
On this side. So
math ain't mathing.
Yeah, the math ain't mathing for sure. So it's like, I'm definitely glad to see that this is happening with film and television as well, because we definitely got to get that back end.
Yes.
That back end got to get right. But now tell me about that podcast.
Yes, my podcast, Keep It Positive, Sweetie. I'm all about positivity.
Me too.
And we live in a very cruel world. And it's funny, when we were thinking of a name for the show, my manager, Payne, was like, every time I think of you, I think abundance. And in the back of my mind, I was like, but what if it's not always like this? What if my life isn't always abundant? The devil crept in and whispered in my ear, and I said, I don't like that.
That's what he does.
That's what he does.
That's what he does.
And I had just bought a house as well. I had a young lady come and organize my closet. And I posted it to support her business so other people could hire her. And a girl got on my Instagram and was like, why you showboating and bragging about all your clothes you have and bags and shoes? You need to go buy some land or some houses or some property.
Crazy.
And I had time that day.
Come on, I got time.
Okay, because normally I block and I delete. But I said, no, what you need to know is I'm supporting a young woman. And, You know what I'm saying? And I'm supporting her business instead of like saying stuff like that. And I put hashtag keep it positive, sweetie.
Yeah.
And my fans ran with it.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, we should do a keep it positive, sweetie segment on the show. And they were like, no, that's the show.
That is a show.
And that's how the name came about. And we are in season 2, just aired yesterday, September 12th. Tyler Perry came on. Sat on the couch and dropped a million gems.
All right, so speaking of positivity, what is some good advice that you would give to young actors trying to come up in the industry today?
In this industry today, I would say, like we discussed earlier, be ready for 100 no's before you get that one yes. And it may be more than that, because for me, the saying is it takes 10 years to make an overnight success. I moved here in 2009. I didn't get on a show until 2019. Are you willing to weather that? You know what I'm saying?
The in-between time, in the meantime.
Yeah.
That's so real.
Yeah, and find joy in that, you know?
Enjoy the journey.
Enjoy the journey. So I would say definitely enjoy the journey. Be ready for it to be a long journey. And just work hard. Make sure that you're honing in on new talents, new skills, study. For me, I didn't study because in Atlanta, we don't really have a lot of acting classes.
Yeah.
But once I started acting, I was like, I saw how I was looking on camera. And I was like, I can do better than that.
Yeah.
So I started studying with Will Smith's coach.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, out in Los Angeles, Spicer and Sturgis studio in Los Angeles. And I came back and Tyler was like, what have you been doing? I said, I've been working during that off season. So always study, work. Yeah. Even when you make it, continue to study and get better. That's what I would say.
You snap into character too, because like I be watching, I be like,
no, for real.
I'm scared of you.
Yeah, some people be like, you play that a little too well.
I'm trying to tell you, like, hey, I be telling my wife, don't get no ideas now. Hold on. Don't come get me.
Fatima's girl, I'm not Fatima, y'all.
I mean, she different in person. Fatima now, hey, okay. I'm just saying.
But there's a little Fatima in there. Don't push me now.
Whole lot of I be like that.
Isn't that what acting is about? It's about drawing from your experiences.
Absolutely.
I believe you on the show. Oh,
you know
God. I believe you.
That's real.
Yeah, you gotta draw from it. You know what I mean? Because the thing about it, acting is really just being.
Yes.
And putting yourself and making those decisions, you know, just and being dedicated to that. Commit to that decision, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
To that being committed
Stick
to that decision.
Yes.
Stick to it. Don't switch it up. But you're right. Yes. Your facial expressions, how you do certain things, how you look, all of them knows also prepare you for that as well. Like, you know what I mean? And then the way you be able to just the way you read a script and how you vision and see.
Yes.
And you got to trust yourself a lot too as an actor, as an actor, because you know, you may read something and in your mind be like, well, should I do it this way? Should I do it this way?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And you say it's an internal battle in your mind about how you should do certain things. But it's like, you know, I think it's very, you gotta like, that's why I think, man, it's very important to just be spiritual and to be in the feed your soul and your spirit, because you don't want to be double-minded. You want to be able to just like, okay, first off, it's kind of like in the studio, like with writing music.
Yeah.
When I hear the beat, okay, this will come out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you start to think too hard and all that or whatever, it's probably not going to end up the best way.
Not. They're going to see it on camera. They're going to be like, that felt forced.
It felt forced. And you can see one thing about it, you can't, authenticity and like conviction, you can't fabricate.
No.
You can't fabricate it. Like, you're going to feel the real. As soon as the real is in the room now, you're going to feel the real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like, I feel like that's, you know, a lot of people be forcing it. When I watch certain things, I see, oh, it's a force. I don't believe it. And me, I'm quick to switch something. I'm like, okay, I'm off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? and that's what I'm watching or what I'm listening to or whatever. If I feel like it ain't, there's no conviction in it, it's not going to speak to me.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying?
So,
you know, so I love to see that conviction in what you do.
Thank
you know what I mean? You're a professional, you're pro. You know what I mean? But anything that ain't growing is dying. So even in position, you still continue to keep working.
You have
That's what people thinking, like, you know, oh man, okay, I got it now. Well, okay, it's all good. Man, listen, man, stay content. You ain't gonna be able to pay that rent.
Hello.
You know what I mean?
Hey.
I'm telling you now, like, you know what I mean? You're gonna have to keep working at it because there's someone else. I always say, while one person is peaking, there's another person that's creeping, working while you're sleeping.
Hello.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Immediately,
it's always like right there. So that person is putting that time in, and they want that they wait on their moment. And I don't believe it's competition, because you're the best at doing you, and what's meant for you is for you.
Yeah.
But if you're not maintaining those those blessings, if you're not watering those seeds, if you're not continuing to plow that ground, hey man, it's ain't gonna be no harvest for you next season. So
that's real.
And it's just that's just what I've seen from it, man. Because I like seeing what you do inspires me. Because that's like I ask God like man, I just want to keep my and my wife don't say just. I don't just want to get, but it's like, good. But I want to. Be in a show where it's like I'm the cast member, I'm here, and I've been blessed to be able to, I worked on this set, worked on this show, worked on this show, worked on this show, worked on this. I got Half Baked 2 coming out, and that was like dope to be able to do that or whatever, and I got a chance to do something with another big actor or whatever that's done, but it's like I can't but I'm still like, that was yesterday. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, and what's next? And then when you see like, oh, okay, we striking right now, it's like, okay. And it's just more time. You gotta like just continue to hone in on your craft and work. I do like the social media aspect of skits and things of that nature. I love to be able to create and do that. I like to see that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Country Wayne is killing that.
He's
doing his skits.
I think the skits is fun to be able to do just to keep them chops like
you have to
like going. You know what I mean? But like like what do you like to do outside of acting?
Oh, I love to travel. Yeah. I find the most peace when I'm outside of America. Yeah, it's something. Yeah, it's something different when I go to Europe. It's a different sense of peace. Yeah, the way they live, especially when you go to those coastal little towns where people like walk everywhere and they're just living off the earth. Yeah,
living off the land.
It's something beautiful about that, and to see the
simplicity.
Exactly, to see how simple things are and how happy they are with the simplicity. Yeah. So I love traveling. I love water. I'm a water baby, so I just love water. Yeah. Just the cleansing of water when I'm feeling down. I like to read. I like to create. I'm always creating, working on new business ventures. I love doing stuff around the house. I'm renovating now.
Yeah, I'm doing the same thing right now. I'm renovating right now, and I'm not a handyman.
See, I am. I'm a handyman. My dad was a builder, so
really, and there it is. Like me, I'll be like, man, I'm ready to pay Migo and them, man. Yeah, y'all got it done. Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
I need Migo and them to come handle it,
man. I'm just like, that's not my thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I respect it. But right there, you did say something too. So you got to have a passport to even get what, you know what I mean? With Miss Crystal. You got to be stamped.
Hey, stamps.
I'm giving y'all some help. You know what I'm saying?
TSA, PSET, global entry. I need you to have all those things. No separation when we get to the airport.
That Amex Platinum Lounge up there.
Listen, Delta Lounge need that.
Hey, they got that new thing at Atlanta Airport too.
Yes, PS, the private suite.
Yeah, the private suite joint where you just you ain't even want to even see the airport. Yep. Pull up to the
exactly.
All that,
exclusive.
Signing up for that.
I want to ask you something. We always laugh about this. Okay, so I feel like today's music is oh God. I gotta go. I
already know where you going.
Well, it's been labeled. My wife called it ear porn. It's like EP. It's EP, the new EP. I hear a lot of the women is winning right now.
Yeah,
going crazy.
What do you think about some of the just from a woman's perspective? I just like want to get your perspective on some of the. And we keeping it positive.
Yes.
I'm not throwing nobody on the bus. I just want to know your perspective on the music.
On the music,
exactly. You listen to you gonna find Crystal Grenade run around bumping some of the Glorilla and Pound Town, or is it more? Are you more neo soul? What's in your playlist? You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy because right now, like all I've been listening to is gospel music.
All right,
amen.
But I love Glow. You know what I'm saying? I love Glow. That's. Tennessee.
That's Tennessee is hometown.
Yeah, I gotta support. Yeah, money back. I gotta support anybody from Tennessee. I'm gonna support. You know,
no doubt. Yeah.
But when it comes to what I allow my spirit, sometimes even the visuals, I'm just like, this is a lot. It's a lot, and I feel like we've gotten to a point where we glorify a lot of things that shouldn't be glorified, which makes these young girls feel like, oh, this is what I need to do. I need to be half naked. I got to do this. I need to get this done in my body because that's what we're glorifying. That's what we're pumping out.
Yeah.
So I'm very mindful about what I listen to, what I allow into my spirit. But right now, every day I turn on my iPhone, Apple Music, it's Todd Galbraith, it's Chandler Moore, Maverick City, Isaac Curry.
Yeah.
So
I feel it's very important, and shout out to all those great artists. I feel it's very important to mind what you feed your, not just what you feed your mouth, but what you feed your eyes and your ears. Like, you know what I mean? That a lot of that music has a spirit, and that spirit, you know, it will get in you. You might mess around and turn patina in it.
Right, like,
you know what I'm saying?
Like just thinking about like when they play certain music, like you're like, oh, I love you. And they start playing Knuck If You Buck, and they ready to fight. Like
exactly, and that's
literally.
I see what you did,
man. I like how that segue went to that, but it's true though. But no, it's true. It is very, very true though, man. Like, and I find myself like I just can't.
It's the energy.
Yeah,
it's what you feeding your soul.
You know how you go to the package store out here, they call it in Atlanta the package store, so they got is wine and spirits.
Ooh,
you know what I mean?
Spirits.
Wine and spirits now. So when you get to sipping on certain things, certain spirits
come out.
And that's real. And it's the same thing with the music. You know what I mean? It's just like, you know, you just they got to be able to guard that. You know what I mean? It's a time and place for everything.
Yeah.
But I just think it's a little bit that the pendulum is just going. I would love to hear like a new Lauryn Hill-ish
vibe
come out. Like, you know, I'm waiting
music.
for the females to produce that.
Tamia, it's like that good.
The Leah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I would love to get a little bit more of that today. You know what I'm saying?
And there's amazing artists that are giving that. They're just not getting the publicity.
No, because if you want to get the publicity, you got to, you know, you want to go on Instagram.
They putting the marketing dollars behind the other stuff.
And I hear a lot of even people that work in the industry. They've asked executives, why do we keep pumping this out?
Yeah.
Why can't we do this and like it won't sell? But have you tried it?
Immediately no. Immediately because and then at the same time, like, you know, it's like, you know, you got your nice A&R job and you're getting your salary and all that or whatever. A lot of times people don't want to rock the boat.
They don't.
You know what I mean? Because it's like, I want to, you know, I want to keep it Rockers Records and keep it real, but I also want to pay my bills.
Yeah.
So they keep pushing the same thing
it's
out here.
Saturated.
And it's oversaturated. Is the drill kill music is making the young dudes want to go grab the switches and
you took the words out of my mouth.
They want to do that, and then and the other music is making the young girls feel like the stripper, which is nothing wrong with you, stripper.
Yes.
But I'm just saying, it's just. There are more than one type of woman that is out there. You know what I mean? So I just think if we could just kind of do a little bit more to I guess
to give some variety out here. It's like I feel like, and you know, I have two daughters. You know, you got a daughter. Like so, it's like we have to search deep because they are there. Just like you said, there are artists out there that's still doing that good music, but it's like we got to search and really, really police it because when I was growing up, it wasn't no Instagram. I was playing Snake on my mama Nokia or something.
Exactly.
Nokia batteries used to last for a long time too.
Hey, y'all need to get the Nokia batteries immediately.
Listen.
Oh
if
God.
y'all charging $2,000 for a phone.
Listen.
The battery battery gone. The battery be gone. All these new things you can do. Okay, we got this new thing you can do and this button that you can do in the iPhone. Man, what button is gonna make this battery stay on for 3 days? Like
and not overheat.
And not overheat.
Oh my God, I'm like, oh my God, it's so hot.
It's too hot. You know what I mean?
Exploding. What's going on?
Come on, man. We got to
saying don't charge it on your bed, could cause a fire. I'm like,
like, you know what I mean? But I'm just saying, y'all want to charge me $2,000 for this junk now. Like, I just feel like for the two bands, I need to get a little bit more.
A little more battery.
A little more battery. That Nokia you talking about? Listen, that Nokia be on. You can get
throw
that
that
charge
across the room. That's straight.
That's my first phone.
Listen, that Nokia gonna be on for 5 days. 5 days on low battery. Still on 5 days. Blinking.
On the phone talking, having good conversation.
Your 5-hour call is still blinking. For real, man.
It ain't I gotta find a charger right now.
Exactly, because we get ready to die.
That's going from 10 to off. Okay.
Immediately, man. When you get the 10, it's in the wind. Look. Listen, man, I want to thank you so much for your time and your energy, man, and being able to come kick it with your kinfolk, man. Like, I know bigger things going to be coming. This won't be the last time we'll be speaking to you, so I just want to keep the doors always open. You know what I mean? For you, man, I just want to give you respect and roses, man. You're such an inspiring woman, man. I'm just elated to be able to have you, man. Seriously, man. Just blessed by the best, and they can have all the rest. Give it up for CRYSTAL RENEE. Hey! Tennessee, baby, you did. Whole lot of Indeed.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Man, that was a great interview.
Shout out to CRYSTAL RENEE HAYSLETT. You know, I just love her story.
Man, hustle.
I love the hustle. I love the inspiration in a situation, the humility, you know what I mean? And it's just inspiring, you know what I mean? I love it. I really love it, man. It's an immediately yes.
Immediately yes.
And definitely we're gonna go ahead and get into our immediately yes, immediately no flow right now. The immediately yes, immediately no show where we have fun, poking fun at the immediately yeses and nos of social media and online. So just sit back for a minute and have a good time. It's the immediately no show. Let's go.
What's that tree doing, Dad?
What tree?
That tree right there.
What the Let's not talk about it, son. Come on.
Immediately no. You need to eat. You can't even swallow a grape. Where's your stomach? You like Elastigirl. Immediately no. Where does your food go? Like they remove your whole intestines. Shouldn't even have a waste. You got like a human filter. You're a size -3. You might think you're snatched, but I think you're suffocating. Elastigirl wants her body back. Immediately no.
Coffee with my kinfolk. Coffee with my kinfolk. Alright. Soon as I wake, start my day with positivity. Coffee with my kinfolk.
When you're watching this video from one point of view, it gives you one perspective. You think this man's running from this car. Maybe he's into trouble or something, right? Then you watch from another perspective and point of view, you see he's getting ready to maybe attack this man in the black jacket. But it's not until you see the bigger picture and see everything that's going on that you understand he's saving this man. Think about that when you look into situations in life.
Man, 10! Episode 10 for the win! Shout out to CRYSTAL RENEE for coming through, blessing us with that inspiration for our situation. And shout out to Worldstar for holding us down for the last 10 episodes. It's been a great season. Shout out to our co-host Dirty Fresh, as well as Queen Folk and DJ Flipmillionz. Shout out to my kinfolk Danny, executive producer out there. Listen, don't worry, don't be sad. Don't be sad.
We're coming back
for season 2. Yeah, man. And you never know who's gonna come through. You never know. I could tell you.
Man, we gonna bring.
No spoiler alerts. No, just know that, we had Nelly Chopper this year. We had 85 South, Carlos Miller. We had Penny Hardaway. We had Big Boogie. We had Drummer Boy. We've had Joel. We've had a lot of big people. T-Magic. But guess what? We're gonna keep getting bigger and better. It gets more. It gets better. Okay? So just make sure you subscribe to our vibe right here.
Right here.
Okay? And here's the cool thing. You can rewind and watch us on Worldstar, but we've got a special extended versions of our show that will be available on Tubi.
Stop playing with us.
Yes, first podcast that'll be available on Tubi will be Immediately Kinfolk Podcast. We are dropping this fall.
Like that.
Just like that, okay?
Yeah,
and we'll be right back with Worldstar for season 2.
Yeah, but you know what? It's that time, man.
Yeah, it's that time, man.
I think the time has come, man.
It definitely has,
I think we're done.
I think we're finished.
All right, guys.
All right,
we gotta go. I'm starting the car. I got the keys. Yeah.
This guy's already out of here.
Push start.
Hey, listen, you guys be blessed like y'all be blessed, and let them suckers have all the rest.
We gotta go.
We gotta go. It's Immediately Kinfolk Podcast, one hard-ass podcast. And we'll holler at y'all later, man. Y'all be cool, man. Be blessed.
I gotta tuck the kids in.
I see y'all later, man. Immediately Kinfolk. You did.
Oh, man.
Immediately, I walk up in the room, he shoes on me repeatedly. HIJKLM, no, she can see the P.